There is so much research coming out on purpose and meaning and how feeling purpose and meaning can contribute to longevity, long lifespan, increased wellness, decreased health issues and chronic illnesses and heart issues and diseases. This is really exciting to know that feeling a sense of meaning and purpose in our lives contributes to our overall health, helps us live longer and stronger, helps us feel more fulfilled and having the relationships that we want. And it's also something that can be kind of stressful because there's this whole kind of thing of like, what is my purpose and what is the meaning to my life and how do I what am I here to do essentially? What's my soul's purpose? And one thing that I find so much with working with clients the way that I do is discovering what this actually is and what it looks like for each and every one of us individually, but then also knowing that it doesn't have to necessarily look like one thing. It's not necessarily you're supposed to build a whole huge business or become this incredible artist or save the world in some way or grow and be huge in some huge capacity. Not necessarily. For some, that might be it, but not for everyone, right? For a lot of people, it could just be raising a family in a really beautiful, nourishing, conscious way. Or it can be giving out our creations in the way that feels really, really good for us, or giving out our thoughts, or sharing ourselves authentically, or creating programs or building our own business in a way that feels good and authentic to us, right? Like I said, it doesn't have to look a certain way. And I think that that's where we can get the most caught up and most kind of like blocked from actually wanting to discover what it is and following that path of purpose and meaning. And in this video, I want to talk about the things then that really kind of maybe keeps us from feeling a sense of purpose and meaning and keeps us from knowing what our purpose and meaning is. And number one that I want to go over is just a sense of conditioning from society and maybe trauma, things that we've experienced in the past where we've been kind of told that we're supposed to be a certain way, we're supposed to do this one thing, and we're supposed to contribute to society in this one way. And rather than listening from the inside and listening from our authenticity and listening from our heart, like, what do I personally feel deeply passionate about? What do I love? And what do I love helping others with? And how do I love being of service to other people? Instead, we're kind of taught to follow certain scripts and certain norms and certain careers, right? We're supposed to do what everyone else is doing. And maybe we're even like taught to be paying attention to what everyone else is doing and comparing ourselves, which then again can keep us stuck from actually following the thing that's right for us. And a lot of what I believe that we're here to do is to uncover and kind of clear all the things, all the narratives that say that we're not, that what we do isn't important, or, small me, I'm not here to do all that much and stuff like that. I mean, that might be the point for some people, for sure. But the people that I deeply love working with specifically, they know that they are here to do something at a little bit of a more at a more influential or more impactful capacity. Again, it doesn't have to be this huge big thing, but just a sense of creativity, of putting their creations out into the world that they know is going to be of service to other people or even just themselves through creating more beauty in the world. And the thing that I'm coming to next then, when it comes to the things that can kind of keep us from knowing our purpose and keeping us distracted from it, is trauma and our nervous system and things that we might have experienced at an emotional level, at an attachment level often, where we might feel the sense of codependency or this feeling of people pleasing, of needing to constantly be kind of attuned to what other people are thinking and doing, needing to maybe put our other people in front of our own self and our own desires and our own wisdom, and like kind of listening to what someone else is saying versus listening to our own needs and our own truth. And that kind of comes into taking care of our nervous system and the nervous system patterns that we might have picked up, because a lot of the times when it comes to attachment wounding or attachment trauma, we might have parts of ourselves, parts of our psyches, parts of our nervous system that are kind of in these repeating patterns of putting our needs aside and our desires aside in order to please someone else, in order to stay safe in our families, in order to stay safe or feel safe, feel lovable, feel valuable, which then kind of distracts us from the thing that we might be really deep down inside wanting to do. And that's certainly been my path, where I felt this sense of, I want to just please my family, my parents say. I really deeply, my inner child just so wants their validation and so wants their love and attention as well. So I need to do what would make them happy. But in that, I would then also find that that wasn't necessarily true for my heart, right? Like it was when I was kind of focused on what other people were saying and doing, that meant I was not connected to my own sense of purpose and truth. And so much of my sense of purpose and truth is to actually help people uncover these things within themselves and get to know the inner child and what's going on at a subconscious nervous system level, in order to come home to that understanding of what's truly meaningful to us and truly deep down inside what we're here to create more of, so that we feel that sense of meaning and purpose, which again just provides longevity. It creates a lesser sense of stress, decreased stress over time, feeling alignment with our purpose, right? And also just contributes to our overall health, which then also contributes to the world at large. So healing trauma can also be just in itself a purpose, because as we're healing and uncovering the layers of ourselves, we're becoming more aware of our inner child and younger selves and integrating more parts of ourselves. We become also more aware of what's really meaningful to us. And through that, we might discover that the things that we learn on our path, or the things that we have learned in the past, we can give to other people. We can be of service to other people through that. And that sense of moving from, okay, I'm taking care of myself and I'm healing myself, and now I can give that out into the world and be of service with what I've learned and what I've healed and what I know I can do and how I can help other people, right? So that was number 2, how trauma can get in the way, our nervous system can get in the way. And let me be real too, when it comes to trauma, that is a lifestyle, or trauma healing is a lifestyle. It's not something that all of a sudden you're done healing your trauma, now you can go on your purpose path and, be happy and fulfilled. Usually, most often, trauma is a lifelong lifestyle, to be healing, to paying attention to our nervous system, to regulate ourselves, to take care of our emotions, to heal and feel and be with our emotions and parts of ourselves. And that's also part of the path, right? Like we wouldn't be so often, like we're on this path of awakening, usually into our true selves. It's going to be met with challenge, and that's part of the fun of it. We're supposed to come deeper in our own selves. We're supposed to become stronger in our sense of meeting difficulty, both within ourselves and then outside of ourselves as well. And that's also where we become stronger. And that's also where we become able to meet and help other people through what we've discovered on our own path. So that was number 2, trauma. And number 3, of what kind of keeps us from being distracted from our sense of purpose and meaning. And this is a very well-known one. I think you probably relate. If you didn't relate to the other ones, you'll relate to this one. And that is distraction through technology and social media. We live in a society that keeps us distracted through all the different apps, all the availability that we're available to the World Wide Web and to other people. They can contact us at any moment. We might feel a sense of expectancy from them to get back to them as soon as possible. We might feel an expectancy within ourselves that other people are supposed to get back to us because they most likely saw our message right away. And it just creates this whole big chaos and stress that can really distract us from our deeper sense of goals and intentions, and the either following in alignment with where we're going, or becoming more aware of what we're passionate about and what's really important to us to follow and to follow that purpose, right? So distraction from technology. I mean, you might even notice it if you're at work or you're at home. You have all these different emails you need to respond to, and then maybe you get distracted by social media and you feel like, okay, now I need to take a break from all the emails and the text messages. And then when you're online, you get pulled into some rabbit hole of scrolling or something that piques your interest that you want to know more about. And then you go onto YouTube and then you find a YouTube video and then you see all the YouTube videos that are related to that thing. And you kind of just go on this huge thing that is both time depleting, but also energy and attention depleting. I want you to think of your mind and what's going on the inside. You have a battery pack. Your attention span is a battery. And the more your attention kind of jumps all over the place, the more you deplete that battery. And that is not something to blame yourself for, because this is designed to be that way. We're designed kind of to be distracted by all these different things that might not be deeply meaningful to us. They might be very, very helpful and educational. I'm going to get to that as well, and how that might be so. But just know that as you're jumping all over the place, not by your own, it's not your fault, that battery pack just gets depleted. Your attention kind of steals your energy, so you don't feel like you have energy maybe to go deeper into the projects that are really important to you, or the goals that you have for yourself that are important to you, like health and wellness or purpose or healing or self-development, right? And also just rest. Like those things were energy depleting, and they might take away your attention from getting nourishing rest, from taking breaks, from going out in nature and just spending the day completely disconnected from your phone, from all the things that you have to do. Just disconnect completely so that you can replenish that battery. And that's just how it's designed. The technology is designed. But with awareness of that, we can do something about it. With awareness, we can have the back in our mind, okay, I have this battery, and the where I put my attention, that's going to influence how much energy I have. And when it influences what energy I have and depletes it, that means that I have less energy perhaps for the things that are really meaningful to me and important to me. So one thing that you can do, become more aware of, is to get really clear on what your most important intentions are going forward. What's the most important goal that you have? What's really important to you? Is it health and wellness? Is it purpose? Is it rest? Is it taking care of your body? And to start really sensing, like, when you take care of those things, or when you put that as your primary intention, then your attention actually follows. Your cognitive resources follows, because when your attention has a goal to attach itself to, an intention to attach itself to, your attention will kind of aid and support that intention versus being kind of pulled on all different directions, being distracted by social media or whatever shows up on your phone or whatever in your environment, right? So knowing that with awareness, we have more agency, we have more awareness. It's not about blaming ourselves for not being able to focus, because that's just so not the thing. It's no wonder it's hard to keep focus these days. But knowing that with that awareness, we can do something about it. We can take more breaks. We can set goals that are meaningful and that are important to us and that are important for our longevity and our long-term goals, and to just become more aware and loving towards ourselves on that journey. So in this video, I covered the different ways in which we might not know our purpose or our meaning. And I just want to recap that your purpose or your meaning doesn't necessarily have to be this one certain thing. It can be, but it's more a sensation of following your heart and being in alignment, what's really true for you, how you're here to be of service to yourself, and then an extension of that to other people, and to the world at large. And it can just be something like raising your family in a really nourishing, conscious way, or something bigger, or something smaller, right? But it's like, what are you doing to follow your heart and your intentions from your heart? And then also knowing that trauma and conditioning keeps us from following those things, and through healing those things and taking a look at our conditioning, that is where we actually do find our purpose and our meaning, or find more of it. And then also knowing that things like social media and technology are the things that keep us from, or keeps us distracted from following and being in alignment with the goals that we have and the intentions that we have. And also maybe even keeps us from figuring out what we're really deeply passionate about because we're so focused on our phones and different things that our attention is being pulled toward. So with that, I hope this was helpful. This is something that I do with my clients. And if you are curious or interested about working with me, send me a DM on Instagram and we can set up a consultation to talk about one-to-one work. Otherwise, I'd just love to recommend the book Attention Span by Gloria Mark. That's a book that really has raised my awareness, not just when it comes to distraction and how to take agency over our own attention span in order to heal, in order to really be the power and the creator of our own reality, essentially, and going toward the goals that we truly have here in life. So with that, I hope that you take care of your attention, your energy, and take so much care.